Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is MarissaLanae for anyone that is new here. So if you watched any of my last videos, then you know that the Denman brush is like a key staple in my curly hair routine. But I've just been wanting to switch things up a little bit, and I know not everyone has a Denman brush. So I wanted to go ahead and style my hair without using one. I am going to be using the Curlsmith Air Dry Cream and then pairing that with the Curlsmith Flexi Jelly. So I'm just using these two because, sorry if you hear Willie drinking water in the background. I just wanted to use these two because I know they work really well for my hair. I want to make sure that my curls still come out, you know, looking nice. But I am going to be interested to see how my hair looks without using a Denman brush. So the Denman brush, for those of you that don't know exactly what it does, it pretty much just helps my curls clump together. And I know not everyone uses it. Some people love it, some people don't. But it works really well for my hair in creating curl clumps because my hair can lean more towards the wavy side when it wants to. And so using a Denman brush helps my curls clump together and kind of spring up a little bit more, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and start styling my hair like I normally would and just use the praying hand methods instead. So you'll see this in just a second, but I'm going to rake through my the air dry cream, and then once it's all distributed throughout my hair, I'm going to apply the gel and then just like smooth it over my hair and then scrunch. So totally skipping over the brushing part that I normally do, but that's what I'm gonna do. So let me part my hair and I'll be back so I can start applying the products. Okay, so my hair is all sectioned. I'm gonna go ahead and apply about that much product to both sides of my hair. The bottom layer always tends to be more wavy, so I try not to put too much product here. I definitely am more heavy-handed on the top portion of my hair because that's where my tighter curl patterns are. So I'm just raking it through, and since I don't have a brush to make sure it's like really like distributed really well, I'm just gonna go ahead and rake a little bit longer than I normally would. I just want to make sure I don't have any spots that don't have products, because what ends up happening for me is if a section of my hair just didn't get enough products, it'll look drier compared to the hair around it. And you can always go back in and add more products if you notice that when it's dry, but just want to avoid that altogether. So I'm raking really well. So it's raked through. I'm gonna go ahead and get about the same amount of gel. It's a little runny, so I'm trying to show you here before it falls off my hand. So I am just going to rub it to my hands, and like I said, the praying hands method is just where you're not raking it through, you are just putting both of your hands together and kind of sandwiching your hair. It's gonna help some curl clumps form. And now from here, we're going to scrunch like regular. I didn't show you guys this, but I did detangle before I started styling, just to make sure that there weren't any knots or tangles, because if you have tangles or frizz in your hair before you start styling and while it's wet, it's going to dry the exact same way. So I did use a brush, but it wasn't a Denman brush, it was just a wet brush. Yeah, see, this front part is a little bit dry, so let me grab my water bottle. I'll be right back. Back with my spray bottle. Okay, doing the same thing, adding a little bit less because the section is smaller, but still making sure that it's coated really well. And I like to make sure most of the products go on my ends, because that's where you need the most moisture, and then just work my way up with the rest of the product that I have. And now for the gel and the praying hand method. Rub it in really well, grab that section, start from the top, and then just go all the way down. It's hard for me to break away from some of my styling routines just because I know what's worked for me really well, and I just always want to have a good hair day. But it is good to switch things up sometimes. I've had products that worked for me really well in the past, and then one day they just stopped working. Same thing with styling routines. My diffusing routine used to work really well with me not hover diffusing and just going straight in and diffusing, and then one day my hair was like, nope, I don't like that. So I like to just play around with different techniques and methods just to see what works for my hair and kind of get an idea. If I need to switch things up, I kind of know which technique I can switch up to. I do, just from looking at my hair, especially this front top section, I feel like I'm gonna have more frizz than I usually do, just because I can see some frizz in my hair while it's wet, and since I'm not using a brush to style at all, there's not really too much I can do to like fight it off. So I'm just hoping that with that comes more volume. And then I just toss it side to side to make sure that it lands okay, like that way it's not stuck to my scalp. That feels good. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is let it air dry for 10 minutes, and then I am going to hover diffuse until it's pretty much all the way dry. Okay, I'm back and ready to fill you in on what I think about my results. But first, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of close-up and let you look at it all. Okay, so there were a couple of things that I guessed right and a couple of things that I guessed wrong about how my hair would come out. So first thing that I was right about, it definitely feels like I have more volume. It feels like my hair just kind of like expanded, especially in this, just all of it actually. I'm trying to look at certain parts, like this side looks a lot more fuller than it usually looks, which is a plus. I was thinking it was gonna be volume, but not the kind of volume that I like, but I'm actually pretty happy with how full it looks. It doesn't look like teased or just like unnatural or anything like that. Now, what I was wrong about, surprisingly, is that I don't have more frizz than I usually do. I was thinking that I was like filling through my hair and I can feel some small tangles, but it's not that bad. Actually, it looks pretty smooth. My curls look pretty set in place. So I'm happy about that. I am pleasantly surprised. But I will say that I am lacking definition in my curl pattern. It definitely feels more on the wavy side than how it usually looks on day one. So if you're looking at this and you think I'm crazy and that it looks curly, I completely understand, because a year ago I would have been like, no, it looks fine, it looks good. But I definitely think I can get better, like tighter curls if I were to use some kind of brush. But some people prefer this look, like the looser beach wave. I know this isn't beach wave, but it's not as curly as I'm used to, so it's somewhere in between. But overall, I'm okay with it. I don't think this is gonna be my everyday go-to styling routine. I do think I prefer a brush and tighter curls, because day 2 and day 3 do stretch out my curls, so I do think I need that extra pop of definition. Overall though, I am happy with this and I can definitely wear it throughout the week, but I will be interested to see how it wears on day 2 and 3. I'll definitely keep you updated on my Instagram stories, so stay tuned there because I'll have this video up pretty quick. But overall, I would give it like a 6.5 or a 7 out of like my very best wash day. Let me know if you have any questions or you want me to try any other different styling routines. Happy to put something together for you guys, and I'll see you next time.